Okay, so let's go. So I hope you see my screen, and I will switch. So today it's live coding, but we are not going to code anything, but more to try to see what has been done so far in Core Lightning, specifically in the plugin system. So and like I've wrote at the top. So the idea of the lab is to highlight the work that have already been done, and also to inspire. So maybe you that you come to the live to either to maintain some existing plugin, or maybe to write your own. And maybe I can start by saying that I think that the plugin system, it's really it's a gift to have those kind of entry in any project that we can work on, because it's offer a lot of freedom and possibilities to anybody to come and try to enhance and improve the software without having to understand all the details of the software itself. So maybe we can. So we are going to start and see some of some tweets. We're going to see some part of the code base, and also we are going to list some of the library that helps to write plugins, and also to list and see part of all the plugins that have been done, and also some videos. So with that live on the write-ups, it should be something that we can go there and reference and say, okay, in 2023, all of this have been done, and I can start pick and choose some of the things to do on my stuff. So here, this is a tweet from Christian Decker. So at some point, there's already a plugin that does that, will become a meme. So it's really funny when you come from this. So it's 2020 in February, and it was because something was writing. So I just did something with Rectest on LND, and someone, so Justin Moon, say, I made a demo doing something similar in C Lightning. So it was, it thinks it was just, I don't know if it was a plugin. And this is again, so I don't know if it's a reference to other software. I know that with the text editor Emacs, this is also a joke. So there is a command when you say, so, I can do that. I say, yes, there is already a command for that, but it's really part. So let's move on and see other things. So maybe we can trace back. So the first experimental addition of the plugin was in the release 0.6.3 in 1919 January. So I'm telling you things. So this is a thing that I've read. I wasn't there on any of the things that we are talking right now. So maybe I make some mistakes. So you can correct me if you know better. And in the write-up, I will change that. So I jump into the changelog of Lightning D, and we see something that is really important is there. So experimental plugin support for Lightning D, including option pass-through. So is to see option pass-through and JSON RPC pass-through. So this is a moment where people with plugin could add some element to Lightning D. So maybe we can just say what is a plugin quickly, because the game of today is not to teach us how to write plugin, how does it work really, but maybe it helps to see how does it work, and to see what is the JSON RPC pass-through. So we can go to that one. So the most simple plugin that we can write, written all the plugins that can be added to Lightning D can be written in any languages. So this is amazing because really it offers anybody that have an ideas and knowledge in any programming language can start directly and do its stuff. So basically, this is the command L1-CLI. It's a shortcut. It's an alias for a Lightning CLI command line with a regtest that points to a regtest directory, and we just have to use the command plugin, and we start and we give some script or some binary. So, and this one in particular add a command that is called foo method, and this is just that. Okay, so we the plugin offer us the possibility to add command to Lightning D. So we have new commands, and if any client needs or want to use those commands, it reach out to Lightning D, say, hey, I want to execute foo method, to call foo method. What can you do? Can you do this? And Lightning D will say, okay, yes, this is a plugin, foo plugin.bash that do it. You handle the things and you return. The communication is done via a pipe on the standard input and the standard output of the plugin. So when we want to talk to Lightning D, the plugin write to its output, and when Lightning D send us a request, which are JSON request, it send us this. So we can go and just to see what does that mean. So this is the most simple plugin that we can do in Bash. So if we can see there are 3 steps in the game. So when we start, we are going to respond to the get manifest that Lightning D sent us. It's just a way to say what we want to register. Then when we have a register, we are going to have the init. So maybe we have something to initialize, maybe a server, maybe anything else. So we do it at the next step. And then we have an IO loop, which is just we are reading on our output request that comes from Lightning D, and generally that have been sent by first a client. So here we can see that we return foobar in the result of the JSON RPC in the response, and we do that. And here, the first steps, we see we have the JSON RPC methods fields in the result field, and this one we want to define foo method and with some usage and description. So this is all we have to do. And the read here are for reading in the input, and we just get the ID here. So really, this is, you write this in Bash, it works, but you can do it with any other languages, and there are many libraries in Rust, Go, and C, and other that facilitate how we can write those plugins, so we don't have to see all the read stuff. So at that point, that means I didn't test to compile to compile, but I think that if we compile this one, maybe it should work correctly, or maybe there are some of the things to change. So in January, this is January, yes, in January 2019. The game began. So there's another point. So we can look at the important contrib. So it means that this should be kind of a joke. So the most important contrib addition. So in the contrib repository. So maybe we can. So let's go here. So we are in that repository, in Lightning repository. There is something that is contrib. So we have the contrib directory, and in that directory we can see that we have the PyLN client library. So we are going to see that a little bit after, but we also have some plugins here, and one of them is Cosay. It's just the program Cosay that this one is a plugin. So we see the same thing that we have before. So we read some stuff, we get the ID, we answer, we do some of the thing, and then we have the IO loop. So this kind of a joke plugin has been added, and it's the most important contrib or addition ever. So we can see a little bit of everybody. There's all the tags on the. It seems that it required everybody to look at it. So okay, so it was added to at that moment. Okay, so here are some of the things that I wanted to talk to. Maybe another thing that we can look at is in the Lightning repository. We can, with that command, so it's a git command with the log, we want one line, and we want also the name of the author only for the file plugin.c. That doesn't mean only the people that wrote in that file have been participating in the plugin system, but anyway, this is some way to have some information of the people that were there writing those plugins. So Christian, Connor, Arroser, Darosior, Lisa, and many others. So this is a way also to trace a little bit what happened. So we are here. One thing interesting is that the plugin system, maybe we can go here. So the plugin system allow to do many things. So we've seen that we can add a JSON RPC method, but we can also subscribe to notification from notification topics from Lightning-D. So if something happens, please tell me. So there is a list of the notification that topics that we can subscribe to when we are a plugin, and that has been added after. Notification is the way that a plugin can say, I want to send some notification, and other plugin maybe can subscribe to those notifications. So that means that we can start to have some event-based stuff happening that are really interesting. And all that stuff with the notification and subscription doesn't block the Lightning-D. So if we subscribe to something, Lightning-D just send us some things, and it continues to do its thing. But in some way, sometimes we might want to have what is called hooks, which has kind of a notification, but subscription to notification, but that blocks Lightning-D. So Lightning-D waits for us, for the plugin, to do those things. So with there is one which is called RPC command, I think. So each time someone calls a command, we can subscribe to that hooks, and Lightning-D pass to us, to the plugin, the command, and we do what we whatever we want to do in place of the command. So we have many things that we can do. So this is really powerful. This is also one of these hooks is used by anyone that want to write Watchtower. So maybe we are going to see that after in the I think it's the Eye of Satoshi, which there is a plugin that use that hooks to get the information needed to be a watchtower and to send the penalty transaction in case the tower needs to do that. So this is done with hooks. And another thing that allows the plugging system is to have Bitcoin backends different. So the data that you get from the Bitcoins can come from anywhere. So with the plugging system, this allows to have a nice interface. So when we run Core Lightning, we don't have to run absolutely Bitcoin. So we can rely on the Exploras elsewhere. So that's the kind of thing that can be done, and most it's not that the plugins are for other programmer to do programming. So maybe I will just check if there are some questions, because I didn't say that okay, one more minute. Hi. That in general, I answer to question at after 20-30 minutes. So I will continue to talk on do things. And if you have some question, we can take that in maybe 5 minutes. So the plugin system is amazing. Also, not because it allows people that are not writing in Core Lightning directly to add stuff or to modify Core Lightning, but also because this is used internally by Core Lightning. So there are many parts of Core Lightning that are written as plugin. What does that mean? That means that anybody can be working on something independently and add something, and not have to wait for other part of the system to work. And at the beginning, if I remember, maybe they were only pay. So I watched that in one video. There were only the pay command that comes from the pay plugin, but we can see now. So if we can go to the built-in plugins, so we can see that there is all those plugins. So I didn't compile with Rust. So I think that maybe if the compilation is done with Rust, there are some other plugins, but I'm not sure. So just at least when we start Core Lightning, it will start with those plugins. To mention that, I think that I didn't mention it so far. Plugins, we've seen that are simple script or binary that are started by the Lightning CLI or by Lightning D directly. If we put this in the configuration, there are sub-processes. So they live as sub-processes of those things. So when we start Lightning D, we will see all those processes. So for instance, BCLI is the plugin used to talk to a Bitcoin D and have the information. We have the command pay here. We also have the plugin SQL. So I think that with that plugin, we can filter some of the requests that we say, and so we don't receive back all the response that we should have had, but only a sub part. And there is a plugin Bookkeeper that implements a lot of DKPR dash stuff. So this comes with the Lightning plugin. So interestingly, so we've already seen Hello World on Codesay, but we can see, okay, so this is already what's come with Core Lightning, but the plugin allows, for instance, so I don't know if we have, I will check here, maybe we can see. No, we don't have Eduardo, but right now, so I didn't track every every new plugin that is in the pull request, but the recent one is the RuniPay plugin. Sorry. So because I was there again. So this come from, where is the date? 2 days ago. So 2 days ago, we have Eduardo that is writing a plugin that add a RuniPay. I don't know if it's a RuniPay command, but this is based in the Picard payment, and we can see we have the 2 papers, I think, that are mentioned here. So I don't know if it works closely with other people, but this kind of architecture allow anybody with ideas and other things to start working on something and to offer it directly to maybe in that case to the mainstream core Lightning, and maybe at some point it will be incorporating. And if we do a live or something in next year or something like this, maybe we will add something like this, a RuniPay. So if there are others that are being merged, so sorry, I didn't go through all the pull request, but this is how powerful it is. So maybe I can just make a little break and see if you have some question or if I continue. So maybe I think that we also have Vincenzo. So Vincenzo, we were in the listed in the people that work on the plugin.c. So if you have a technical question, sorry Vincenzo, but maybe people can ask in the chat, and as you are here. So I will wait 1 minute, and if there's no question, I continue the story. And this is something that so okay. So I will I continue because as I'm not writing codes, there is not so much question to ask to say how do you do that, or how this can be done. And also, as I said before, I wasn't there, so everything that I'm telling you right now are things that I wasn't there. So maybe I'm not the guy to have to kind of ask those questions. So let me think. Where can we go next? So next, we want to write plugin. Okay, so this is a moment to say we were just right now we talked to built-in plugins, and we've seen kind of I wrote this, so the future, so it might be you too that are watching the lives, because really it's just the idea the ideas you can have. And just it recently, so it's really it's happened a few days ago, but right now, so I've got that from, no, I have to do it again. So I watch a live from Cody from Fedimint, and talking about plugin. So there's the future, there's the past, and this is present. So posted 9 hours ago. So build an AI-enabled help me plugin for Core Lightning. So I won't read everything, but it's part of the AI for all thing that is happening this month. And what is AI for us? So this is a remote hackathon running in month of July. on using freedom technology like Bitcoin to scale access to AI tooling and application through micropayment and privacy. So if you are in those kind of stuff or in AI and you want to write plugin, there are one bounty for this one. And I think the idea is so we can read the descriptions that build an AI-enabled version of the Help Me plugin. So the Help Me plugin is a plugin that allows that helps with running a Core Lightning plugin. And the idea would be to write this in Python and using some AI. And there is a bounty for this. So in the write-up, you will have all of this information if you are interested. And I think that it's not only to build that kind of plugin, but many other can be built. And this is really the beauty of any plugin system. I want to say is that when we offer or you offer this kind of flexibility tied with the strengths of the core of our software, anything can happen. So these are the kind of thing that might happen in a few moments. So if you are interested, we can check that after. And there is 2 videos to get started on replit.com. I will leave also the video. So the past, the future, and the present. Where we can go next? So we've seen with the most simple plugin, which is here. I will show it again. So the most simple plugin is a kind of it's annoying when we have to write all of those things, when we know that the only thing that we want to say is to say, okay, I want to register foo method, and when I receive some things, I want to return this. So it's a lot of stuff to almost do nothing. And if we want to write many other plugins, writing always the same boilerplate is not programming is not done for this. It's done in the other way to not having to do that. So we have PyLN client. So in the country PyLN client README. So I'm in the Lightning repository, and this is the client library that helps you write plugins and also talk to your node in Python. And this is maintained by Core Lightning. So it's not that the other are not stable. It's just that this one must be stable because it is used also in their test. So we can go here to see something. So here we would describe something like that. And if maybe I won't do it, but yeah, I can do something like that. So if we go inside, we have the plugin method, and for the one that we were doing, we will write something like that. We have no argument, so this go away. No description because we are hardcore, and maybe we would just have to write something like that. So with that, and if we do that, and we have, boom, we have no RC. It's not foobar here, it's foo method, if I remember right. So we went from many things to write with something which is nothing. So here, hello, we don't care what it is, but I prefer to write this like that. So this would be what offer plugins. You don't care about any things, and the IO loop is done here, and the communication with Lightning B is done by others, so not by us. So let's go back to our note. So this is offered, and we are going to see the test. But as we are talking about libraries, why not see maybe a list of the library that are offered? So in that live and in that write-up, I've done no selection on the things that are maintained, not maintained, that works, that don't work. It's just that I wanted really to scrap in some way the internet, and to get anything that anyone has maybe written about plugins, to have it somewhere in that live and in the write-up. So we can see the C1 so is inside the plugin library is inside the Lightning repository, so you can use it, and it's this is all the built-in plugins are written. We have the Go a lot of Go plugins, so I couldn't tell why there is one is better than another. If you are a Go programmer, you are going to be able to know and to choose what it's great. We have a bunch for JavaScript. Those one are not for exactly for writing plugins, but they are the one which is a RPC client for C Lightning, and another plugin. We have Rust, and we can see CL for Rust, CL for Go. So they are written, if I'm not wrong, by yes, we can see that. Not CL for Rust, no, but CLN for Go by Vincenzo that is with us. We have one in Java, CPP, Vig, Haskell, PHP. So that's the one. And maybe if you are really good in any other language, it doesn't take much time to get something, some libraries that get working. If you are going to write many plugins, so it's a kind of really, this is what offer a plugin system that have made no choice about the programming language. So there are some templates, so to start with some of those library too. So there are a lot of things. I think that they're going to have many more. It's not that I hope, but it's just that if someone comes, is good at some language and have some idea, I'm sure that that person is going to write its own library and share it. So with that say, we have those libraries. They exist. They simplified the work, as we've seen with that plugin. So there's almost nothing to write to do when we have that. So you have an ID, you write Lightning CLI plugin start and the path of your plugin. So maybe we can go. There are many ways where we can go next. So before looking at how we can install plugin, I prefer to go to the test. So one thing that I think that is underestimated in project is the part of the test. So sometimes we complain that the documentation is not quite good. There is not enough tutorials. There is not video to get started, and I would argue that maybe, but the best test of any APIs of any project, in some way, they are the test, and there are a lot of tests in Lightning. I don't know if it's a lot, but there's a lot of ways to understand the Lightning, how does the Lightning plugin system works by looking at the test. So PyLN client, the library that we've seen, so maybe we can go to the README. So we've seen this one. So we are in PyLN, maybe I will save that. So you see at the top, you can read where I am. So I am in Lightning country PyLN client. So this is the PyLN client library to write plugin in Python, but there also the PyLN testing. So the PyLN testing is the library that is used to write part of the test of Lightning of CLN. So we have it, and really I think that looking at those, knowing a little bit about the testing framework and testing library and PyLN client help a lot to go there and to see what is the expected behavior of the plugin system or other part of the system, because maybe it's not clear here, but let me try to. Sorry, so I'm not just looking for. Okay, for instance, here we have test the plugin. So we can get a node. With that node, we can check for some command, do some of the thing, and here we can see we are adding. So if that's the plugin, so yes, I think that we are adding a directory for the plugin to look for those plugins, and then things can be done. We can manage here. So we have the N is the node. Daemon will be Lightning. No, will be sorry, it's Lightning D or. I don't remember the daemon, but anyways, see, it's Lightning D. So we, with a wait for log, we can, at that point, we are waiting to see something in the log. And here, nrpc plugin start. So we are calling the command plugin, and we, with the subcommand start, and we start a plugin that is in country plugins hello world. So there are many. It's a kind of this is what you get if you do it at the command line. So anyway, there is a far line of code. So really, when I see that, I really think thank you. There are a lot of tests, a lot of things to try and to get to understand the system. And if someone wants to understand the plugins, starting with PyLN client also helps to understand the whole plugin system. And if we are in the Lightning test directory, and now we go in the plugins, and here, maybe I can do this like that. All of those things are plugins that are used in one of those tests. Okay, so there are many things to get and to understand, and they are not big plugins. If we do something like that, and we can go, and you can see, so it's just a layout of the things that at my left, I have the directory, plugins, then we are in the plugins here, and we see at the right all the plugins, how they are written. So yes, it's a plugin async. It's 39. So if you need to understand something, you can go there. We can see a custom message. Okay, so this is, so we can go to this one, and you see the thing that have to be done. And here, this is a hook. How does work the hook? Yes, so we have that plugin, and we can look at the test, how it is used. So really, I love test. And I hope not only because it offers resistance to the software to not add a mistake in it, but also because it helps the newcomers to understand how the whole software is working. So let's go back to our note. And parallel testing, parallel client, this is really an interesting part of the software. And okay, this is just what I have to say about that. I will check if there is some question. It seems that there is something. Okay, cool. So Vincenzo, CLN for Go is faster than the other. And maybe there's some bias, but anyway. And Michael, how is built-in plugins defines merged into the plugins repo? Okay, so I will take that one. So built-in plugins. So we are going to just so we have 15 minutes left. I will take 2 minutes to that one, and because I want to go through other parts. So let's where we can go. Maybe we go there. We are in Lightning. Okay, so this is a Lightning repository. Maybe you can see at the top. So we are in repos on Lightning. We are going to plugins. We have them here. So there are plugins that are written, and when they are compiled, some of them, the plugins, become binary, and in the installation, they are placed in some place where plugins are looked for. So if we look at BCLI, so I have already compiled it, so you can see we have the .o here. So this is the binary, and it will be when Core Lightning will start. Core Lightning know about those plugins that have to be taken into account, and it will start them as a sub processes. And the BCLI plugin, this is that one. We can go there, and we see normally, if I'm not wrong, we go at the end, and we have some part which is that one. So here we have a list or an array of plugin commands, and we define some of them. So here we define get roadblock by height, get chain info, estimate fees, and I think there's two more: send transaction and get UT X out. So this is how commands are, and maybe we can go here. And now in the main function, because that binary will be start as a sub process of Lightning D, and we have that function plugin main that helps to that is a helpers to say, okay, what are the plugin options that you have to define, and what are the comments, and the comments are those ones. So we have that comment, and we pass the size of the array. But here we see the command, and we can see in that place that we add also options. So Bitcoin data dir, Bitcoin CLI, and other Bitcoin RPC user, everything that you can see when we look for this. And this is how this will be started. So this is one of the plugin, of the built-in plugin, that is this one is just one C files that is bind. But if we look at the bookkeeper, there is more things going on in that. It's not that there are more, but there are more separate parts of that plugin. Maybe I can go there. It's okay for you, Michael? I will think that this is okay. So with that say, so maybe we have libraries. Installing plugin. We are not going to do that. okay. So anyway, I told you that I won't write code, so I don't know why I'd say that, but manually. So manually, we can see how to install them. So we can put them in the specific directory. If they are executable or they are binary, they are going to be started when we start Lightning D. Or we can do, as we did before, pass, as we can see here, the dollar parenthesis pwd gives the full path of the plugin. To get the information, so we can go in Lightning config and go for plugin. So maybe there is a section for the plugin. Up. That section. Okay, so that one. So here we have more information. So the plugin, the path, plugin there. So these are the kind of things that we can put in the disable plugin. For instance, if we want to use another Bitcoin backend instead of BCLI, we need to disable BCLI plugin before we can register the 5 methods that we've just seen. So information are there. We have, so I will jump to the main page of Reckless. So there is a Reckless that help you install and activate CLN plugin by name. So you can refer to this one. And there is also, so we are going to see, so Coffee, which is here. So reference implementation for flexible core Lightning plugin manager. So this is something that I think that wasn't there years ago, but now as the plugin how to say, how it is growing, the need for a plugin manager inevitably comes. So you can check Coffee, you can check Reckless, you can test them and see what works better for you, and maybe helps to make them live a long life. So Reckless is inside the Lightning repository, and Coffee isn't. Okay, so we've seen many things, and now we are going to, so as we have just left 10 minutes, I want to use 5 minutes and take some questions. So maybe I will go a bit fast here, but plugins that are not built-ins. This is all there is. So I went to, I look for every contributors of inside Core Lightning. When they were mentioned other ones, so I tried to get more. If there are more, please send them to me. I will add it to the write-up so we can have a solid base of what has been done. Why? So we can. There's 82 lines. So I found 82 plugins that are not built-in, that can do many things, and that are written in a variety of languages. So if maybe you need something, you can start there. You have something, maybe you have an idea, maybe someone wrote something 2 years ago, 3 years ago that looks like something that you want to do. So it's I think that it's great not to forget what has been done and the works and the effort intellectually, not only writing the code, but the way of writing it, or why to writing it. Maybe there are some of the things that can be interesting for you. Maybe you want to be a maintainer because someone stopped using CLN or doesn't want to work on it. But there are many things that can be done, and maybe the new one we can see. So, for instance, we have this one, so they are really new because it wasn't existed 2-3 years ago, that are about Nostr, so a CLN plugin that you can interact with other Nostr direct messages. Core Lightning plugins that send event to Nostr. That there are that kind of plugins that are there. What else we can see? So this one, so it's Rust-Hotel. So we talked about this before. So you have the Watchtower, but the Watchtower comes also with a plugin to plug to the Hawk. I don't remember the name. To give to the Watchtower the information needed. So there are many things that can be done. There are ones also about Nostr on the dApps on the LNURL that are here, that things that won't be there before, but many things. So there are many things to be done. And we can mention also this one maybe. Which is going to be written right now by Shana. So this will be a way to have a plugin that just we have a plugin, you run it, and you expose your Core Lightning via an HTTP API. So many things to do, and pick one and or more things to do. I'm not going to look at resources. I will leave that here. And the last thing. So LNroom. So in the last live on the LNroom.live, where I put also this live will be in LNroom.live. So maybe you can go there and LNroom.live. So you can see here all the thing and sorry. A huge part of those videos have been dedicated to learn how to write and use the plugin system. So maybe you can find some of the things that interesting in those videos, but not with the one. There is some short clips that comes from the video, so maybe it can trigger your interest for some part of the plugin system. But what super interesting thing is that there is at least what I've seen 16 videos that are about plugins. So really, if you want to start to something and there's someone that explain to you better or have the information that you want. There are many things that have been done the last 4 years, so it's not to forget and mention. So this one by Rusty, so about the Help Me plugin summary. So sometimes it's just how to use it. One about the notification by Lisa. This one is one about deploying the Eye of Satoshi on the rec test. So if you are interested in this one, this is 2 hours. Some of the thing with the Sauron plugin, channel backup. I think that this one, there's one that I've watched today that was really impressive. I think it's not this one, but anyway, they're super cool. There are also one that are more about the plugin system and how it works, and it's done by people that are listed. The terminal. We have this one. So, for instance, Daro0, I think that this is Antoine. The same from Lisa. We have Rusty. So each time there's something that is done by Christian Decker also, it's done by people that really build the systems. It's really interesting. They are all interesting, but sometimes you need the information from the people who wrote the things. And this one, for instance, it was just when in 2019 when the plugin system came out, and it's 30 minutes, but it go really into the details of the architecture, and not only of the plugin, but many other things. So there's watching all those videos, if you have time, you are really not going to lose your time if you are interested in Core Lightning, and specifically in the plugin. So we are done, and I just want to go back to this one because I really just love this one. So from Christian Decker. So at some point, there's already a plugin that does that, will become a meme, and I really hope that in 5 or 10 years that this will be really the case. So hey guys, I hope you enjoy this live, and if you have some question, comments, or if you go through the write-ups that I will put online tomorrow, and you see that there's something to add, please reach out. Okay, Drew, what do you think? Maybe we can close the live.
I was just going to say I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, Tony.
See you next time.